So, what's going on here? Many are celebrating and are very happy that Justin Trudeau resigned and now Canada can progress. Many are sad since they consider him as the Messiah who saved them by giving them citizenship. And how can Canada progress without him? Some are pure haters and want to beat the hell out of Trudeau, and some are in love with him and are emotionally attached towards him. Some are sleeping and they don't care about what's going on in Canada. Same is the case for Donald Trump. If Donald Trump believes he can conquer the world by extending the boundaries of America, or if Justin Trudeau thinks he can run away from his duties, the duties he actually never performed, so he's a special case, or if Elon Musk thinks he can save the world by making Mars our new home, have you noticed first they discover something new and convenient, and then when they see the negative results of that, for example, CFC emission and ozone layer depletion after the discovery of refrigerator, then they start working towards the protection of the environment. It's a vicious cycle of discovering something for our convenience and then working against it after we see the negative outcome. There seems to be no end of this. Make a change, suffer the consequences, and then work towards its improvement. There is no permanent solution. Has anyone ever claimed that they have found out the permanent solution towards all the problems of the world? No, never. Only spirituality has the answer to it, the self knowledge. I would like to say all of the above mentioned category of people are fools. You all are. Sorry to be harsh on you guys, but I was a fool too. So that's why I'm trying to wake you up. Half knowledge is dangerous. Unless and until you have complete and genuine knowledge, you all will stay in the dark and your actions and thinking would also be in the dark. Bhagavad-Gita is nothing but self-knowledge. So who doesn't want to know about his true self? Meaning your purpose of birth, why you came into existence, why the universe came into existence, why did the Big Bang happen, how come so many different kinds of people exist in the world and yet they are part of the same universe. Without self-knowledge, all other solutions are temporary. Permanent solution is only Yatharth Gita by Swami Adgadanand, which is the last genuine and complete source of knowledge left in today's world. 20 hours, and that's all what it takes out of your lives. I'm asking to spend these 20 hours on this divine knowledge. You don't have to give all 20 hours together, but whenever you are free, listen to this source on Spotify or on yatharthgita.com. You can choose any language. Osho spent 20 hours on just one chapter of Gita and yet was not able to give correct knowledge. Failures are the pillars of success. At least he was part of Gita. What about you guys? Why do you wanna stay unaware about your own true self? Come on, people, have some dignity. Welcome to Super Science University Bhagavad Gita, which only can fulfill any of your wishes, aka the real Santa, and it will give you permanent happiness and your freedom in the end. And it is the permanent solution to any of your problems, the highest, most prime, secret, and the only complete knowledge, which is the source of everything and it answers every possible question. Love. It's always said falling in love. You can fall in love with a girl, a boy, but not your dog or cat or your shoe. But in order to understand Gita, you need devotion, not love. Devotion is the opposite of falling in love. Devotion means rising in love. That love that helps you to level up in your life by making you aware of your true self to you. your full potential, who you are in reality. One more way to remember your previous birth. When you are a child, you already start making up your mind that you want to be an actor, an engineer, or a doctor. You have a kind of sixth sense. Many choose that for their career later in their lives, and when they had thought of as a child is the true thing that they really do in their life. So how come? How come this sixth sense? This is all from your previous birth desires which were left unfulfilled. So let's continue. If this flower was not there, the sun would not have said that there is no flower. Why should I come out? The flower has bloomed. For this to happen, the presence of sun alone was enough. It could not have bloomed without the presence of the sun. This is certain. But the presence of the sun is not there to make it bloom. This is also equally certain. It has just bloomed in the presence of sun. But this is also not very correct because the rays of the sun do something whether the sun knows it or not. The rays of the sun open its bud. The rays of the sun also hurt it. No matter how subtle and minute injury is it still hurts. Sun rays also have a weight. Sun rays also penetrate. The amount of sun rays falling on a square mile weighs about 1/6 of a mile. It is very less. If we can collect all the rays falling on a square mile, then it would weigh about 1/6 of a mile. It is difficult to collect. It is an estimate of scientists that it would weigh this much. Even if this much is correct, still the sun does not have the participation. It does something to the petals of the flower, so it is also not a catalytic agent. It is an indirect participant. It participates indirectly. But scientists call catalytic agent something very different. For example, hydrogen and oxygen combine to form water. Even if you lock hydrogen and oxygen in a room, water will not form. Everything is present in every way, but water will not form. So even if you lock them. But pass an electric current in that room, immediately the hydrogen and oxygen molecules will start combining to form water. All kind of investigations have been done, but the electric current does nothing. It neither touches hydrogen nor oxygen. It neither touches them nor does anything to them. It is just its presence, just its being. It cannot happen without its presence. It should be said that its presence does something. Electricity does nothing. Krishna is saying in this sutra that the soul is inactive, inert, non-active. The soul is inert, passive, does not act. Then who does this whole journey? This birth and death, this body and the leaving of the body and the acceptance of new clothes and the discarding of worn out clothes. This cannot happen without the presence of the soul. This much is certain. But the presence of the soul does not work like an active element. It works like a passive element. Suppose there is a class of children. There is no teacher. They are shouting, making noise and dancing. Then teacher comes into the room. There is silence. There is stillness. They have sat down in their presence and have started reading books. The teacher has not spoken a single word yet. The teacher has done nothing yet. He has not even told the children to be quiet. He has not even said that you are doing wrong. He has done nothing at all. So he has not done anything yet. He has just entered. But the presence has made a situation in which something happens. The teacher is the catalytic agent at all this moment. He is not doing anything right now. So just his presence has made a situation in which something happens. So you have to understand. So that is a relation with the soul. So soul is also an experience that you guys must